Hello everyone, welcome. How are we? It's Sunday evening. It's a bit of a bonus stream because last night was one of those nights, wasn't it? It was one of those nights where we started off top of the table and then by the end of the stream we finished second on the final day of the season, and then we went to the playoffs. We beat Wrexham, and then we went to the playoff final, and then we lost the playoff final. Classic TJ FM. That's right, chap. Welcome in. Evening, everybody. Welcome, of course. We're already chatting away there. Riverside's in, Raggio's in, Barton's in, Rogue's in, Zara's in, Precious T's in. Not seen you for a while. Dan Gamer's in as well, of course. But hey, this is one of those things, isn't it? We got as close as we got last night. It was ridiculous. It was mad to consider where we got to. Here's how it looks, right? This is the Vanarama National League, okay? This is what happened. We finished second with 84 points. Okay, we missed out by 3 points on the last day of the season. Questions will be asked. Okay, was it, for example, maybe the 6-1 defeat against Aldershot that was the issue? Evening, Amazil, how are you? Welcome in. Was it the 6-1 defeat against Aldershot that was the issue? Was it the 1-0 defeat against Maidstone that was the issue? Was it these crappy results here against East Leigh where we were 2-0 up and lost 4-2? Was it where we lost to Scunthorpe 1-0? Was it where we lost to Northampton 1-0? Could have been any of those results, to be honest. Ignore all the green, ignore all the positive. Came down to just 3 points at the end of the day. And then we played Wrexham, and we beat Wrexham in the playoff semi-finals, as you can see. And then this happened in the playoff final. And we're just going to play it out, let you see what you might have missed last night. To be honest, we dominated the first half. Which is a shame given the fact that we were 1-0 down within 8 minutes. Really bizarre, but we managed to get ourselves back into it. Maguire, great ball for Cadamartri, and makes it 1-1. And then 63 minutes, Turner Cook goes down. Somehow Johnson gets himself caught in the ball, and Hunt back taps it home. As you can see from the match momentum, look at that. That's all yellow. Hit with a sucker punch. At that point, we threw everything at them. Couldn't get anything done. And yeah, we missed out, sadly. So it's another year in the National League if we choose to stay at Oxford, because there are options. Okay, we've been offered a contract to stay. Okay, we had turned it down leading up to this point because we weren't entirely sure how we felt last night. Last night was very much a case of felt very deflated and been like, oh, I think that's it. I think this is pretty much as far as we've gone. But here's our options, okay? Areas we might be able to look at. Barry Town, we talked about that last night on stream. Barry Town in Cymru Premiership. We're going to ignore Northampton. We're going to ignore Hollywood FC. Dumbarton relegated into League 2 of Scotland. It's really only between Dumbarton and Barry if we are going to move anywhere, because Ebbsfleet and Maidenhead are a step down. Wrexham and Northampton, excuse me, just did a bit of a sneeze there. Northampton and Wrexham are a sideways step. Halifax are relegated into the National League, so again they're going to come back into our division, so that's not really an option for us. And Sheffield Wednesday are going to be relegated into League One, so I can't see that being a thing, right? I can't see that being a thing. Hollywood FC, I'm going to scratch off now, right? I don't want to manage Hollywood FC because I just think we need to do this on our terms, really. If we start looking at other options that are potentially, and I say potentially available because we don't know whether these jobs are going to come up. Colwyn Bay have been relegated from Cymru Premier into Cymru North. So there is a potential for going and getting that and then potentially hopefully coming back out. But as we know, Cymru North comes with one promotion spot, and that's it, one. Airbus, of course, we looked at last season. Airbus got promoted back into the Cymru Premier, we'd have to do the same with Colwyn Bay if that job becomes available, because it is only insecure. It's not even available just yet. There's also potential interest as well in Dumbarton. Of course, they've now gone down to Scottish League 2. They're bottom now. League 2 does have one guaranteed promotion spot, but one playoff spot, with the relegation spot in League 1. So again, not ideal. Dumbarton have turned us down for a job before, so we're not, we've already marked their cards a little bit. They do have the Massive Rock, which we're a big fan of. We will have to do Scotland at some point. Dumbarton seems as good an opportunity as any. Barry Town, though, they're the other option there. 5th in the Cymru Premier, so they are set up to do something. I think you could probably argue they are actually, in fact, they're also actually in the you've just seen there, they're in the final of the European Places playoffs, so they might actually have European football. Not that it matters, of course, but ultimately they are 5th, still 40 points off TNS. That's a huge amount of points away from TNS. I managed Barry Town years ago. I really enjoyed it. They are semi-pro though, so there is that little thing of, are they in my head from when I used to manage them and used to enjoy it? That could be an option. Or the other option is that we stick with what we've got. Right? Because even Friendly Ghost, even a Carlisle fan, how are you, buddy? Let's see. I don't think this squad is as bad as I imagined last night. Okay, it can't be. It got to within 2 games of getting promoted. Okay, 1 game away from the title, and then of course the playoffs are just a lottery at the end of the day. Okay, we got through Wrexham, Nuneaton. Hey, those sorts of matches happen. Okay, looking at that schedule of how they played, that's pretty good. That's a lot of green there, and for the sort of football that I play, I'm pretty happy with that, right? 4-4-1-1 seemed to make sense. It was seeming to work for us, to be honest. Okay, the season turned a little bit when we lost Renford Raspberry. Okay, now Renford Raspberry is of course available in pre-season, right? He's out of contract, so we might be able to try and get him back in again, but Dundee and Motherwell are in for him now, possibly even Hibs, so they know he's a good player, right? Could we get him back in again? Maybe. I don't know. Thomas is in there. Just download Football Manager Mobile. First time I've ever played Football Manager. Really welcome in then, Thomas. Hope you enjoy it. It's a good game. It's quite addictive. I'm sure you'll find out very, very quickly. Barton says if you're gonna go to a team in Wales, you want to be one of the top ones. Well, yeah, there is that, of course. Friendly Ghost says stick with the Ox. Carlisle fan says do one more season. If it doesn't work, I'd find somewhere else to go. Thomas says I'm thinking about doing a Cambridge save. Speaking of Cambridge, we've just bought Harvey Mordner in. I think we might be able to try and lock him down because he really started to get a grip on stuff. 20 games, 4 goals, 1 assist, 7.22 average rating. His contract is up as well, so we might look to try and lock him down if we stay. And I'll be honest, I think we possibly stay. Right? I'm waiting to see what happens in the poll here right now, okay? Because think about this. Let's pull the tactic up, okay? If I'm to be objective, and I'm going to be objective, right, with a lemon meringue pie tonight. And I know, of course, we've had to, we've got discussions about a Black Forest Gateau that Mrs. J has cashed in. We've cashed in on a New York cheesecake and also a banoffee pie from Laclosian, but I'm going to level you. The lemon meringue pie was cheaper in Aldi, so that's why we have lemon meringue pie tonight. While we debate what goes on at this point, because I don't think we're actually in a bad spot here. Okay, cheers, everyone. That's not bad actually. That's quite nice. if we take all these players out of it, who would we keep? Okay, so Sam Long, 51 games, age 34. Sam Long's probably leaving, okay? We're probably going to go, so we need a new right back. That's the first thing we need to look at, okay? So let's do this as a squad planner as well. Go right from the start. Dimitar Mitov, goalkeeper, actually did pretty well. When we first took over Oxford, we were a little bit unsure about whether or not he was the right person to be in the sticks. 32 years old, 6'3", 7.14 average rating. He is wanted by Leyton Orient and Tranmere, okay, and he's out of contract next season. So he's going to be the number 1 goalkeeper. The number 2 goalkeeper's spot is very much up for grabs because I think we release both of these guys, okay? I don't think that Dan Wilkes is going to make it at 32. He's not going to be our starting goalkeeper. And Charlie Granger is not going to be the starting goalkeeper either. So release both of those. Okay, again, 32 years old. So a goalkeeper is an option. Okay? Now, a right back. There is possibility for Zach Johnson to play right back. He's a centre back by trade, but he can play right back if needs be. Probably don't really want to, but we could. Okay? Centre backs, this is where we are. Of course, this is our key areas right now. So Zach Johnson is our number 1 centre back. Okay, we'll take Long out there because we think he's probably going to go. Ryan Towler can play centre back as well, but he can also play a left back and he can play midfield as well if needs be. Kieran King is there or thereabouts. We discussed last night he might be possibly someone to move into midfield, so possible. And Oliver Casey as well, 28, 6'2". He's now wanted by Leyton Orient and Sutton, but again, played pretty well for us this year. 7.27 average rating. And Towler can play all over the spot, possibly at fullback maybe. 7.18 average rating. Okay, everyone suggests we're sticking in the chat. I like that. I'm okay with that, to be honest, because I'm starting to think, and this is where I'm going to start convincing myself here now, that I think this is probably the right decision as well. Okay, I think that we can probably get a decent team going on here. Gosh, how's Kadamari's skills? The Sheffield Wednesday production. Bailey Kadamari, he's had a quiet season for us this season, in the fact he scored 22 goals in 51 games. He was on fire in Northern Ireland when we had him at Linfield. He scored 43 in 43 with 4 sub appearances. So that's so what's that? 43 plus 22. He scored 65 goals for me alone as a player. So yeah, we're quite happy with Kadamari, to be honest. Who's relegated from League 2? We'll get to that in a second, so we'll work that one out. We're just going quickly through our players list. McDonald could be moved. Could be the starting left back. We could play Towler there possibly, or we could get a better left back. I think, and this is where we're going to go, I think we need an attacking fullback on both sides. Okay, the reason being, because into these midfield areas, look, we're light. Okay, we're light in the wings. Yeah, Mordner is obviously there on loan. He's had a great time. Raspberry played there on the left. He cut in. He was an inverted winger. So when he cuts in, there's nobody getting up behind him to get towards the byline to push on and create a bit more attacking threat. So we need to maybe look at that. Someone who can play as an attacking fullback or even a wing back maybe. We can think about, but it's going to depend upon what kind of winger we get. If we lock Mordner in, then he'll absolutely play as an inverted winger, so he can fit there as well. Colville, I think we cash in. He's wanted by Wigan. Maybe get 100 grand for him, possibly. He's got another year left in his contract. He played okay. 3 goals in 19 games, 2 assists. He didn't really set the world on fire. So I'd be tempted to cash in on him, possibly. And Bruce Webb, we loved this guy. We might see if we can get him in on loan. I don't know if it's going to happen. He did turn us down last season, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Across on the right-hand side, though, huge shout-out to our man Rogie, who's in the chat right now, our mod. A new gen renamed, okay? Look at this. I'm going to be honest, Rogie, we might struggle to keep you. Barnsley and Preston are interested in you, and I know you're loyal, right? But 29 games, 3 goals, 7 assists, a 7.14 rating in the league, 7.12 overall. Rogie really hit the ground running, potentially a League One player. So everything goes down that right-hand side. That goes through Rogie, to be honest now. Central midfield, we obviously have a bit of a concern because we've got Frankie Marmalades and one of our youngsters there. Kieran King might be able to play there as well. But we've got Frankie Maguire, who's a 25-year-old industrious midfielder, scored 15 goals, but 14 of them were penalties, okay? 14 were penalties. So no, 11 goals were penalties, sorry, out of the 14. Is it? 14 penalties, possibly. Felt like a lot. But yeah, he plays our Segundo Volante. He had a great season last season. And then playing next to him, we think, is probably Riley Towler, who again can play as a DM. But I think we need to find another DM, really. That's what I think we need, deep down. We had a player in there from Wrexham, Hollywood FC. There's Daniel Carey. He wasn't really good enough, if I'm honest. He wasn't really good enough. So I think we take him off there. Bear with me 2 seconds. So we'll take him off there. Francis Rice, he's going to be too old, so we'll take him off there. Glenn Law, 32, he's too old. This guy here, Ikrameth, we had a look at. He's on loan. He's on at Doncaster at the minute. Might be someone we can possibly get in on loan. We'll have to see, to be honest. Rogue, I'll refuse to move to Barnsley, but Preston, I'm down for Preston. We'll try and move you to Preston if we can do. We should also point out as well, Frankie Marmalade, who is Raggio in a new gen by name. So he's in there as well. 15 for determination. This might be his year. He starts getting some more starts as well. So we'll certainly see. And then up front is Bailey Cadamarteri on his own, okay, running the show. But other than that, there's not much else behind him, and I think that's part of our problem. I think that's part of our problem. We brought Luis Pino in on loan, didn't really do it, didn't really cut it, so we're going to cut him off. We're not going to re-invite him. Leon Chiwome, we tried to get in. He went to Crewe, so we're not going to get him next season. That's going to be a shame. He's probably out. Billy Phillips is a youngster. 14 for finishing, 12 for flair. Composure's 12. He might be okay, but he's not going to dislodge Cadamarteri. He's not going to jump in and get us the goals we need. Craig Charles doesn't quite look like he's going to do it either, so we're going to have to let him go as well. I think there's space. There's space for a rebuild, okay? What do we think? What do we think? Can we get enough good players in to make this team get promoted? I think we can. I think we can do it. I'll just reload this schema. I wonder if there's a bit of an issue there. What's the budget? We don't know yet. That's the only issues are. We don't know what the budget is. We haven't been told. But I think that realistically we should be fine. Like at the minute, we've got a transfer budget of £220,000. That's a lot. Okay. Flaking, what happened? Oh mate. Last night we finished second by 3 points and we lost in the playoff final. Crazy. 224 grand though in the bank. Players that I like, okay? Here's this, because I've been thinking about this as well today. None of York didn't win it. None of York got knocked down in the playoffs. Nuneaton Borough were the team that won it. I like this guy, Arabin Pepple. I like him. I know he's 26. I know we're supposed to sign players who are like sort of 22, 23, but this guy comes in. He gets goals. I've got him at Sunderland. I like him. I think he's a one for us. Rogie's a fan. I like that. I think we bring him in as an option. He can play down the width if he needs to. He can play up front if he needs to. So for me, he's an option. Okay, I'll show you some of the players I think on the shortlist that I like as we go through it. Some of these players we'll have to sort of try and really sort of dig in and see, like, can this happen, or is this going to be like absolute pie in the sky? There'll be a few that are like that that we probably won't get. This guy, for example, Aaron Corpal. I like the look of this fella as well. He is wanted by Wigan, so we might not be able to convince him, but if we want to play on the left-hand side, that's not Renford Raspberry, that's not Mordner, he's another option. 4 goals, 7 assists, only a 6.9, but again, wanted by Wigan. Transfer listed at 100 grand. He is quite slow. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. But then again, third in the league for open play expected assists, 2nd in the league for open play key passes, 5th in the league for chances created, 10th in the league for pressures, 6th expected assists. I mean, that sort of puts him in the thinking. 19th in the league for assists, 15th in the league for distance crosses, distance covered. Sorry, so he's making something happen. You know, maybe there's an option on a loan for McCaffrey. I doubt it personally, but a possibility. We haven't checked out that play yet, Friendly Ghost, because Rogie says there's something off with him in real life. So I haven't checked him just yet. I'm still busy trying to justify my existence for staying where we're going to stay at the minute, to be honest. Alex Gilbert looks like he might be okay, but again, 27 years old. Kane Lafondra, tiny bit quicker, but not much quicker, really. Bobby Clark at the made-up team. He's only got a 9 for acceleration again, not quite going to be fast enough for us. Here's a player that we think should be probably approached, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree. If we stay here, we go in for him. Chevron James. He could solve our DM problem and our right back problem as well. Surely you can't just sign on 23 players and expect to get promotion. No, we can't. And we will get a couple of more experienced players in, so I'm not discounting players straight away based on experience level, but I am conscious that the board will be looking. Where is it here? Club Vision. Maximum 1-year players for over 32, that's fine, no problem. Do not sign players over 28, which is great. Sign players under the age of 22 for the future. We haven't done that yet, but sign players with 23 and under for the first team. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I'm not going to click on that link for Occo Flex, but I presume, given Friendly Ghost's response, that it's definitely a no-go, that one. Alfie Fishkin, nothing really there for him. O'Sheen Smith, he's 29. Bit of experience maybe. Jerry Lawrence, Reef Rulston, no real physical presence there, sadly. Good mentals though, very good mentals. Cyrus Yagani, of course, we could possibly look at. Gene Kennedy as well, seems okay, but actually he's off to Bradford, so we don't need him now. We take him off the list. Cyrus, 18 years old, 6'2". He might come on loan, possibly. We'll see. But yeah, I think that, look, what are we reckoning? Do we think we can get something done with this with this Oxford team. I do. I think we can have another go. Could we get Johnny Madhead in on loan? Would that be fun? I think we ask for a new contract. That's where I think we are. I think we stay. I think we stay.
Like the neighborhood warriors.
Request the deal. Let's win it. You're right, Rajyo. Let's just win it. Okay? Transfer window's about to open. Okay? There's speculation over your plans at Oxford. We will absolutely be going out to buy players. Who are they expecting? Let's have a quick little look here. So Eastleigh are apparently interested in Eddie Huxley, a former Liverpool player. Devontae Straka could be on his way. So let's quickly trial these players as well while they're available. Eddie Huxley. Evening, Dave Goodger. How are you, pal? I think these are going to be players who are going to be jumping out as we are, so we will of course do the released as well. Matthew Flynn. Again, looks like he's also going to be released because the contracts are going to be up in about a month. So, and then rumours linking Oxford with Rocco Coyle, 23 years old, from Radcliffe. Don't know much about him. Let's have a little look, shall we? Maybe he's got some attributes that we like. Jack Charlton, 6'3" from Manchester City. Wanted by a lot of non-league teams. And Caelan Beattie of Sunderland, left back. Again, let's get him on trial also. So we'll do that. There is also a player at Sunderland that I want to kind of see if we can get. And I think we've probably missed out on him, sadly. And it's a Japanese player that they had as a centre-half. He's gone out on loan, but I think he's got a pre-contract agreement as well. At Waterford. Optional fee of 16 grand, so we'll have to see. That's going to come out in January. So let's have a quick look. Evening Sports Mad, how are you, pal? Welcome in. Hope you're well. Decent result for us today, wasn't it? Got to be happy with that, surely. So let's quickly go back up then. Look at some players that we're going to release. So Corville, I think we're not going to release, but let's offer to clubs now. It's funny, we opened this opening stage, Booker placed the final, 3 points ahead, 5 games to go in the closing stage. Yes, Uruguay. Mate, you've been killing Uruguay. Absolutely killing Uruguay. I don't understand how you're managing to do it so well, but well, I do, yeah. I 100% understand how you're doing well. You're good at the game, so well done, mate. Well done. Dave Goodger, very well, just plodding along with Sheffield Wednesday. I mean, that's plodding. Plodding is one way of looking at it, isn't it? I'm getting there slowly. Got a couple of days still to finish Sheffield Wednesday before the Football Manager show record this week. So, gotta get on that one. If you haven't got on that one yourselves, jump in right now. Good performance, I thought. Yeah, I thought we did all right. I thought everything changed on the red card, to be honest. And then, in typical Sunderland fashion, we almost nearly made a rod for our own back and nearly dropped the ball, to be honest. But they had a couple of good chances, which we managed to get ourselves away from. Patterson made a couple of good saves, and they shot one. They shot one wide, but hey, sometimes you need a bit of luck, and it's about time we get a bit of luck. You know what I mean? Should have been ahead by half time. Yes, the dessert is a lemon meringue pie. Sorry, yes, as Rogie has put there. There we go. There we go. Do you ever check the league rumours? We do sometimes, yeah, we do sometimes, just to sort of find players that we don't really know who's coming out. Oh, Diallo's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right, Hurahan we're going to release. He's not good enough, I don't think, sadly. You can't eat all that. You better watch me, Flaking. You better watch me. Apparently only serves 6. There's no chance that serves 6 people. No chance at all. Done it before and I'll do it again. We eat trifles and everything here, so... yeah, no, he's a rubbish player, yeah. Absolutely rubbish. Lemon meringue pie tonight, Sports Mad. Mrs. J, do you want some lemon meringue pie? You can have some, and then that means it stops the chat thinking I'm eating the whole thing. Right, the chair's in charge for 2 seconds while I go and share some pie with Mrs. J. So, 2 seconds. Right, there we go. Lovely, 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 lovely. Shared dessert. Chair sack the manager. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Right. Let's see. Some players that I think will be getting sacked. Teddy Lawrence isn't really kicking on, is he? Plus some players were kicking off about the fact that I was a little bit harsh in the team talk after losing the playoff final. Like, no, I was properly annoyed. Told them in no uncertain terms that we should have won that. So yeah, they're obviously a bit upset about that. So he's lost trust in the manager. This guy's lost trust in the manager. Liam McLean, who are you? Loan him out then. Finishing of 17. Off the ball 8. Yeah, just get him gone. Don't come around here having no confidence in me. There's plenty of people who don't have confidence in me. Thank you very much. Don't need you adding to it. Mark Mehmet is his contract's coming up. I think we renew it. That's partly because we have no other options on the right wing. We have Rogi, and that's it. Camber's not going to do much, is he? He's 6'6", but there's nothing there, really. 22. He's a 1-star player. Release. Luke Woolston. Again, not gonna do it, is he? Where's Barry Hercules? There's a shout, Mrs. J. There is a shout. Barry Hercules might well be out of contract. Let's see what we can do, shall we? I'm trusting Sunderland's recruitment process. I think so. I think there's a plan this time round, and Sunderland fans in the chat will be going, a plan at Sunderland? Really? Surely not. Yeah, there actually is. So Vaughan Colville, wanted by Wigan, Coventry and Toronto. None of it is particularly impressive in terms of value, is it? Zach Johnson, new highest average rating. It's pretty good. Mitoff, new clean sheets. Planning, we've already done, to be honest. We've sorted that out. No offers for McLean. Okay, go on loan then. Barry Hercules, apparently we can't get in. Let's keep him on the show. Let's see what happens when he jumps out. Rocco Coyle apparently not going to come on a trial, but he is out of contract shortly. That's fine. Jaden Williams, player of the season. Maybe someone we have to be interested in. See if we can throw some muscle around. 34 goals. Manager of the year shortlist is Joey Barton. Really? From Nuneaton. Joey Barton was Nuneaton Borough manager. Oh, that's horrible. We've lost the promotion to Joey Barton, of all people. Ugh. Jesus. I mean, awful. You tell him he's crap. I will tell him he's crap. I will. I'll use the ancient proverb of he who strikes first admits his argument is wrong. Yeah. So Matthew Flynn, potential Vanarama National. Devontae Straker, potential League One. Jack Carlton, not Jack Charlton. Jack Carlton, League One. Eddie Huxley is apparently League One level, potentially. Caelan Beattie is maybe only a National League potential. So we'll see what happens there. So non-promotion release clauses for Towler, 220 grand. Zach Johnson, 400 grand. See if we can. Has Carlton got a brother called Bobby, perhaps? Bobby Carlton? Yes. I think so. 224 grand to spend. 36 grand on wages. We've got 10 grand in the wage budget right now, and £224,000 to spend. What do we think, chat? We've got to be thinking there's something we can do right now, right? We should be able to push on. Yeah? Where would you go spending your money straight away? I mean, first things first, do we go straight for Renford? Do we try and get Renford in first? Bring him home, yeah? Where is he? Where's our boy Raspberry? Come on, Renford. Let's have it. Still not there. Step 1, Renford. Step 2, Rogie pay rise. Step 3, is there one? Step 4, profit. Yeah. I kind of agree with that. I also think we go for Pepple. I mean, I'm tempted to go for, but he's got 165 grand as a release clause. we've got 224 grand to spend. It will weaken someone else in the league. It could strengthen us. Is RJJ available? We always do this. I don't think he is. He went to Southend. I think we need to move on from RJJ. Yeah, they won't let him go on loan. So I think we have to move on from RJJ, I think. And we see what happens from there. Let's look at some player stats actually and see how people look. So if we're looking at things like goal scorers, so Jaden Williams and Gabriel Overton, they're the top ones. Overton, 31 goals, moves in the channels, beats the offside trap, runs with the ball. Only 9 for finishing. Really good concentration, really good average composure, actually 9. Off the ball's fantastic. Is he going to be... Is he still going to be used next season? Maybe. We'll have to see. Kofi Barmer. Oh, sorry, yes, Dave. I did see you mentioned that earlier. Kofi Barmer at Hull, 28. He's transfer listed at 9.75 million. So I think he's probably going to be slightly out of budget, to be honest. So I'm gonna class him as a no, just yet. Deon Vowden, he scored a couple of goals against us as well in that stupid 6-1 defeat. There's another guy actually at Aldershot who we looked at, we quite liked here. This guy, Dominic Sadi, 25, plays just behind the strikers. Wanted by Swindon, the Slugs. Okay, Mackenzie Kirk. 28 goals for Mackenzie Kirk at Darlow. Definitely lacked pace up front. We did, didn't we? And we also, like, we were relying on Bailey running it himself. Does he need a partner? Was the Shadow Striker giving us as much as what it gave us at Linfield? I don't think it did. I don't want to go 4-4-2. I want to kind of keep the same shape we had, but we definitely lack pace. A bit of strength as well. Maidstone, there was another guy at Maidstone we like. This fella here, Will Jenkins Davies. I mean, the talk there, he's potentially 185 grand. 3rd in the league for key passes. 4th in the league for key passes per 90. 21st in the league for assists. 38 with goals. Scored 8 goals. I mean, could he be our creative outlet maybe? What if Bailey gets injured? 100%. We need someone else up there. Really, we can't just rely on Bailey, because although we got 22 goals, that's still a goal every other game. And we weren't really getting goals from anywhere else on the pitch. So I like this guy. I think this guy's a really good option. He could play behind where Bangura was playing. If Katamari gets injured, Tony just resigns. Yeah, seems reasonable enough, doesn't it? So this guy, off the ball's only 9, but his vision's 13. Penalty taken's 12. Him and Maguire are going to fight for who gets the penalties. Passing's only 11. Good agility, good composure. Decisions aren't the best. Determination, flair, first touch, they're all pretty good. What do we think? Is he a player to consider? 9 goals in the league, 9 assists, 38 games, average rating of 7.01. Can play midfield, attacking midfield and centre, DM, midfield right if needs be. Covers 9 positions, really. Gives us a bit of variety. It doesn't seem to have an expiring contract. Any good ones running out of contract? Possibly. We're gonna get through. We're gonna obviously move around as we do. Westendorf as well was a good player. He's 26. Inverted winger. 20 goals, 3 assists, 14 for acceleration, 6'2". 5th in the Panorama League for non-penalty XG, 3rd in the Player of the Match awards, 7th in the league for shots on target. I guess this is the thing, isn't it? We don't really have to sit there and try and scout by stats, do we? We just have to go like, right, who is going to get us goals that are going to win games? Who's going to get us the best thing? Like, who's the best players that are available? So, Renford there. Obviously, we had one hand on the trophy with 4 games to go. Nice, would ya? Johnson Clark Harris. There you go. There's your Peterborough legend right there. 34-year-old, available, potentially. George Alexander from Bromley. Not really convinced there. Morgan Whittaker from Bristol. Simmons. Keandra Simmons from Boreham Wood. 13 acceleration, 12 for dribbling. Wanted by Swindon. 15 goals. 16 games, 23 sub appearances. He could be a handy backup player. If he wants to come in as a backup player, I'd be interested with that. Him on one wing, Raspberry on the other. Bashar Ahmed, Will Dixon at Charlton. Decent finishing, decent first touch. Where's he from? Former Man City. Gene Torpy from Braintree. 6 foot, 19. 11 goals. Very good potential, apparently. League One standard, they reckon. Formerly of Chelsea, that's right. We looked at him. We did look at him and he went somewhere else, didn't he? Remember now. Prenderville. Zach White. The hydrate count now stands at 46. I know, I saw you did that, Rogie. That was incredible work, by the way. Just literally using up all of your channel points going, I think Tony's going to need a drink at some point in the next 3 years. So, you'd buy Shaq Poke just for his name. Yeah, there's the thing there, isn't there? Westwood. Thomas Westwood potential doesn't score goals next season. You're right, Czar. You are absolutely right. Thomas Westwood has potential to be very good in the future. But again, that's future. Potential is League One level goalkeeper. Kicking 13. Reflexes 15. Handling's only 10. Aerial reach is 14. Command of area is not brilliant. His vision's not great. Decision making's 13 though. Potential is workable in the division. Yeah. What we also need to think about as well is that we're not going to buy all these players because we can also loan players in. So we might be able to go, right, look, let's bring 1 or 2 players in. 3 players as a max, maybe. And then from that, start looking around going, okay, who can we bring in on loan? Who's someone from the Premier League or someone from the Championship? Bring those players in who've got that extra bit of something that we can't get from the free agent market, or players that we don't want to pay for, and just kind of like see who can bounce us through the leagues. That's how we need to work in the lower leagues. Take advantage of that sort of thing. Benji McCabe, you're reckoning 23. I don't think he's as good as the centre-backs we've got, to be honest. But you think Eddie Beach is good? Okay. Yeah, I think we've got... Let's play loan players in position or get that close out of the contract. Oh, 100%. I mean, look, with Raspberry, we just had to get him in. We knew he wasn't going to play there. And if anything, it allowed us to see what he would be like in a different position. Senior affiliate's an option. It might be, you know. It might be. We can certainly ask the question now, can't we? Ryan Galvin? Do we need another left back? Does he look like a marauding left back? No, he's not. He's a defensive left back. He's also not much better than Calvin McDonald. Dexter Lembikisia. I mean, there's an option, right? Sign players to improve the starting 11, then look for squad players. Yeah, that's it. Quick. Dribbling's okay. Marking's not very good, is it? Passing's fine. Definitely an attacking fullback rather than a defensive one. Attacking wingback, maybe. How about there? Just clock the microphone there, sorry about that. Blakey. Feel as though we need to bring Blakey in. We you know, those who know. Galvin had one. You had Galvin in League One, did you? Okay. Get players you can sell them for profit. Moneyball is the way. That is a thought. That is a thought. So at the minute, we're just trying to see who's going to be worth a look at for Mursad Ali. Getting good physicals. St Mirren seems to bring out some players, don't they? Kezu. Dan Davies, Laughlin from Crusaders. Probably not one for us anymore, I don't think. We'll take him off the shortlist. Noah Watson from Cambridge. He's 26. He doesn't look too bad, but he's not. Probably not quite as good as we were hoping for, to be honest. Centre backs. Anyone centre back? Obviously, once the game ticks through, releases a whole load of players, then we get some more options to play around with. As we start looking at all the players who released from the Premier League clubs and the Championship clubs, and then we get to have a lot of fun there. Trying to work out who we can convince to come down to the National League. Sashdev, right back from Exeter. Not 100% sure. Galvin is at Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah, that's why the name rings a bell. Right for Ralston. Oh, you look at him and he just doesn't quite cut it, sadly. Marcus Maguire, Alfie Fiskin. Yeah, we just looked at, doesn't quite have the physicality that we need. Jerry Lawrence. Hayden Hackney, he's at Middlesbrough in real life, isn't he? Could be an option. Let's trial him. Again, we don't just want to be sort of like going off players who are good in real life. We want to be going off players who are good in game. You know, and that's where sometimes we have to go a little bit off piece, and I have to ask for some help. Like, who is a real footballer that is quite good? Alistair Smith. That's who I've signed on the Sheffield Wednesday save. Alistair Smith is a good midfielder. Rio from last year's game. From when we were at York, possibly? No, Brackley. That's the guy, isn't it? 6'6", poor tackling means he's going to be challenging badly. Poor when it comes to marking. Fairly susceptible to injuries, yes, but 6'6" and long shots of 15. So a backup player, if he's going to be free, for that midfield area. Right, remember Rio. Remember Rio, everybody. Sonny Carey, 28. Seamus McGinley's going to be free. He's only 22, but I think he's got some talent. Evening into the Fox. How are you, pal? Who's the English Yaya Toure? Rio. McCoy Splat. Worst crisps you could ever find. Kiri Pierre. Getting 14 for acceleration. That's not too shabby. First touch is decent enough. Passing's reasonable. Vision's fine. There's not much else there, though, is there? Really? Plus, he's only played four games. Used McCoy Splat with Concord Rangers in FM23. Did you really? See now, Concord Rangers, they confuse me, right? Because there's a place in Washington called Concord, and the Concord Rangers that we talk about in FM terms, that isn't Concord. So I get really confused when I see them, and I'm like, but that's not where it's supposed to be from. It's all the way down south. So I don't know what to think. Okay, so we had a look at some players that are available for frees. Okay, and Bikizia is not going to come on loan and trial. Neither's McKinley, but we can certainly have a quick look. Concord Rangers are based in Essex or Canvey Islands. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're here for VNS. Same saver ended up taking Torquay to the Premier League. Ah, fun. Okay, so Will Dixon looks reasonable, I think. From Charlton. He's got some attributes which could be quite handy. Fringe player, apparently. Hayden Hackney could be good enough for League 2. Evening past the Dutch. How are you, pal? Of course, there's Blakey. West Brom just trying to steal me away from Wednesday. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna. I don't know what's gonna happen there in terms of the challenge day. But if you go to a different club, I think that means that you. I think that means you're probably not going to be able to win the challenge, right? You know. So let's have a little look. Let's see if we can get a senior affiliate, shall we? Senior affiliate. No. Having to rely heavily on loans isn't something we want for the club. Okay, that's fair enough then. It's fine. It's not a problem. They don't want that, they don't want that. You know? Which means I'm probably now not going to be able to ask for a coaching badge, because we've already just been in the boardroom asking for something else, and they've just went, no. Mensa, we quite like, but how about just Justin can only sign players in the West Midlands? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, West Midlands is the Yorkshire of the Midlands, right? It's probably a thing. Bashar Ahmad, 14 finishing, 15 determination, 14 off the ball. Playing for Connors Key. On loan from Crystal Palace. Wanted by Hearts, Hibs and Dundee United. We're probably not going to get him, so that's interesting. But Pierre, 675 quid. Interesting. Silcott Dewberry. Harvey Mordner, yeah. See if we can keep him again. John Marshall. At Dungannon, wanted by Linfield. Let's see if we can gazump them. All good, thanks, Dutch. All good indeed. Just about got over last night, to be honest, with the disappointment of not quite getting the the promotion that we hoped for, and worried about what was going to happen going forward. But I think that what we've decided on is rebuilding Oxford, going again, and yeah, I'm positive about it. I think that's the right one to do. I think we do it. Preston Watkins, they're still angling Preston Watkins at us. Peter Noble, Vixen, Caden Penderville. Probably consider themselves too big to have a senior affiliate. They still believe they're a League One side. That's a possibility, That is maybe a possibility. Lirak Hassani, Albanian. Looks decent, doesn't he? Not so great technicals, but won the league. If not, how did you do in the playoffs? So, didn't win the league. IGRC didn't win the league, lost the league on the last day of the season, and lost the playoff final as well. So, bit of a double shitter, really, when you look at it that way, isn't it? It's not great. Right, Owen is quick, but he doesn't really have the defensive capabilities that we're looking for. Yeah, it was one of those, like, it happened, and we just had to deal with it, really. We sort of, like, took it on the chin. There wasn't much we could do. Nespa, welcome in, appreciate the follow. Very kind. It was just one of those. It happens. It'll happen again. Hopefully not soon, but I'm sure it will. Aisha, right. Okay, so yeah, so like I said, I don't think we can get a coaching badge at this point now, having just asked for an affiliate. I feel they're going to turn us down for that. We're going to wait for the information to come out from the players getting released. But this is the end of season review. Zach Johnson, they loved. Oliver Casey, B-. Mordner, A+. Towler, A+. That's your boy there, Rogie. Bailey Cadamarteri, a C-. His wage is far too high, apparently. His wage is far too high, and only 22 goals. So that's the thing. I thought we got him for fairly cheap. It is Zach Johnson from Sunderland. Right. Expectation for the club was to make the playoffs. Board confidence, C-. The board are disappointed that they only reached the final of the Vanarama National. They're disappointed they reached the final of the playoffs. Expectation, reach the playoffs. I don't know. Jesus, man. Cadamarteri shirts selling out all over the place. Unbelievable, right? Player of the season, Zach Johnson. Young player of the season, Zach Johnson. Signing of the season, Zach Johnson. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Zach Johnson Show. Frankie Maguire, goal of the season. Top scorer, Cadamarteri. Yeah, that's all you need to know, really, isn't it? What is the challenge about? This is where we're at. G-Ost. It's the British Steel Challenge, where the plan is to win everything in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. This is the timeline so far. Look at this. All the way through to here. 300 games in charge. We've got 300s up. Let's just save this so we can have it for potentially. One day we'll actually get around to doing the. One day we'll actually do the proper thing. What we've won so far, I will show you. what we've won so far. Zach Johnson was in the year above you at school. Nice. Oh, above your son. Okay, fantastic. When I was Iron Bailey from Linfield, the board said the wages were too high as well. Interesting. This is what we've won so far. So 7 seasons in, we won 5 trophies. Let me update that quickly because we're now 8 seasons in, of course. And what I'm going to show you is the trophies in yellow are the trophies that we can go for this season. So FA Trophy, FA Cup, of course, and National League. Northern Ireland is the league we've done the most. We had 6 seasons there. And of course, we've now moved on to Oxford in the National League. Mona Rhett, we are staying. We are staying at Oxford for another season. That's the plan. Just got to try and push on, right? Because I think that realistically, what we had last season was pretty good. Okay? Wow, this is a lengthy one. That's what she said. Absolutely. 100% it is. Salty B. Hello, Salty B. How are you, pal? Welcome in. Massive shout out to Salty B. And appreciate the sub as well, man. Very kind indeed. If you don't follow Salty, make sure you do, because he's a good dude. He's a very, very good streamer. He's currently, get this, my chat, Salty is currently managing PSS Slemon in the Pentagon Challenge. So if you're with us last season and you were like, we remember PSS Slemon, then that's exactly what he's doing. There's the video, Salty, I was mentioning about today. So copy that link, right? Up the Slemon indeed. Copy that link. That's the thing I was telling you about earlier on about the female-led ultras division. So have a watch of that video. It's so cool. Brilliant. But yes, and I think actually, is there an anthem? Have I got the anthem still? Oh, that's Pasita. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, we left and we moved to Pasita as well. But yeah, Indonesia's so much fun. And speaking of people who are legends amongst men, welcome in Kev of the United City. How are you, buddy? Pleasure to have you in. Yeah, as I said, I was in Salty's stream earlier on. Loved it. Great streamer, great person, wonderful human being. Go give him some love. And of course, the same for Kev of the United City. Definitely follow him, and also drop the Football Manager Therapy podcast follow as well. We're going to stay, everyone. Definitely going to happen. We looked at it. We thought, let's just keep going, right? Bids have been made for Raspberry. Free transfer bids as well that we can't go in for just yet. Oh, those fans look cool as heck. Oh, they're awesome, aren't they? And it's a female-led ultras division as well in at Slemon. So we're going to miss out on Raspberry, everyone. I've ballsed it up. Start negotiating the contract. We want to do exactly the same. Done. Oxford has successfully applied to raise their youth category rating from 4 to 3. Ooh. Yeah. That works, because our youth intake last year was shite. So, not happy with that at all. But yeah, we are in. We have signed our deal. Another year at Oxford. Okay? And the reason being, because I think this formation is going to work again this season. Okay, so if we take Sam Long out of it, okay, if we take Carey out of it, and if we consider, well, we'd like Morden to stay as well, to be honest. The FMT podcast this week was great, wasn't it? Chatting about all the off-pitch stuff. It's nice to hear the boys talking openly about their mental health and their struggles. The game definitely helps a lot of us in many, many different ways. So all these players here are probably going to leave, right? They're not really players that we need. When's the day where everyone gets released? It's June, isn't it? Or is it July? Scotland, I think, is June. Is that right? I think we're going to struggle with getting Raspberry in now. Oscar Thorne is another player we really, really like. Target forward / right back. That's what we're after, innit? That's 100% what we're after. And he's just been promoted as well. Scored 17 goals, play him at right back. Right, let's give it 100 grand, but we don't want to be paying anything for him really, because the problem is we need Raspberry to wait and whittle down his contract. And I've fucked it. I've tried to sort of go early. Shouldn't have done that. Ballsed it up. Are you planning to partner Raspberry and Marmalade? That was the plan. That was the plan. Can't believe I've done that. And yeah, it looks like Colville's going to go, but not for much money. Just get him gone. We just need to get him out the door. Then at least we can sort of look to rebrand. How's the lemon round pie? Lemon round pie is pretty nice, to be honest, Kev. That's where we are so far. We're making a decent dent on it. Mrs. J's had some, not much. But I'm a big fan. Oh, how's your COVID, by the way? Are you did you manage to get it, or have you managed to avoid it? Bengals smashing the Bills, are they? Interesting. Very interesting. I think that's going to be a good game to watch, to be honest. So I can't wait to play catch up actually and see the whole thing. Last night, of course, was interesting with the Jags. They got so close. I voted fortunately. The missus has been bad. I get doctor's note off work. Week and a half, she's still testing positive. God, it's horrible, man. Well, send her our love. I hope she gets better soon. It's a nasty little thing that's still kicking around, isn't it? Horrible. The thing as well is if you've avoided it for so long, it's just even more draining when you get it, because you're just like, oh, can't believe I avoided it, and all of a sudden you're in there, and it's like, oh great, here we go. Right, how much is Will Jenkins Davies going for? What's his price? Turns out Jalen Hurts is feeling okay. Hey. Where is our St. Mirren superstar? There he is, Chevron. Still on last year's transfers, aren't we? So just put something, just try and stall the deal, to be honest. That's all I need to try and do. Stall the deal, because at this point, if we can't get him in, then I think we're Rasparillus, sadly, for next season. Jenkins Davies is not available. I mean, we'll see about that, right? We'll see about that. You don't tell Oxford you're not available, yeah? Like a big fruit salad, we're going Rasparillus. I know. It's not what we want, is it? Obviously, this is the bit of FM now where we have to sit and look and be like, all right, how long is it going to take before we can even get to anywhere? Take all this bit out. Can't even discuss the wages with him. Right, so Okay, so let's look at the positive thing. He's off to Scotland. He might be available for loan. He might be available for loan. If not, it's better to have loved and lost. You know, yada, yada, yada. So, Raspberry's not going to be ours, unfortunately. Reading's gone to Eastleigh. Eastleigh had some good players last year. Players that really stood out against us. Paul O'Neill, one of them, in fact, from Linfield, I believe. No, not from Linfield. We had a different Paul O'Neill. I think we are gonna buy Pepple. There will be another Raspberry. There will be. There's always another one. FA Trophy. Nuneaton Borough getting to the final of that. They've won on penalties, so they got promoted and they won. And they won the FA Trophy. They literally did what we had to do. Unbelievable. Yasin Chadley. Look at that. He's not bad, is he? Eastleigh Badger's great in it. The Bombers. Just watched the end of the match. Anthem you just posted. Did you see the 50 seconds into someone jumps out of the stand and knocks himself out on the pitch? Is that right? I haven't seen that. Maybe Joey Barton's doing British Steel too. 100% Joey Barton is doing British Steel. 100%. No chance he's doing anything other than that. Villa Chelsea in the FA Cup final. And Villa have won the FA Cup. So there you go. You'll have seen it, if you've seen it in the Discord, by the way, and if you're not in Discord, come and join us. One of our esteemed community, Cass, is doing the British Steel as well, and they have just seen Villa win the Champions League, Salty, in the in their save. Champions League, and I put as my response going, it's a shame, innit, following Steven Gerrard, that I wouldn't have actually been there to have enjoyed that. So there you go. Gerrard's ruined it even in the metaverse for me. What's Steven Gerrard doing, by the way? Poking his bot, I'd imagine. Steven Gerrard, the manager of Lazio. There you go. Steven Gerrard, not just a terrible manager, but also a bit of a racist. There you go. Sacked by Nottingham Forest after losing the confidence of the dressing room. There you go. I got into the game, didn't even take part, never even managed at Villa. We've managed to erase that from history. Beautiful, right? You're a racist now, Stevie. Stevie, you're a Nazi. No, not really. No, that's that whole Lazio thing, though, isn't it? It's not a good look for you. Oh, it's not a great look, I'll be honest. Well, they won't remember, will they? They're not going to think that's me, right? Everyone loved Gaza when he went there, though. Leroy Seri. McSplat is an option, right? So, I think moving forward, as we say, maybe a goalkeeper, maybe a first teamer, definitely a backup. We need to get a new right back. We probably need a left back. We have a left back if we don't, we don't have to go throwing ourselves in for left backs. We have centre backs. Might need another one though. Could always do another one. We definitely need a midfielder. It's a shame how that's now completely thrown us out of sync there. Everything I thought was all linked up was actually from last season, so there you go. There. Right midfield is Rogi and then Mehmet. Left midfield is nobody because we don't have anybody really. We need to make some of last year's starting 11 players. Yeah, they've got to be squad players, 100%. 100%. We're going to kind of try and push the quality a bit higher. That's what we need to do. And some players, of course, we can actually cut loose as well. You know, so that's where we're going to be hopefully trying to get that done tonight. Let's see where it goes. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we can get someone in. Klopp's still the gaffer. Yeah, Klopp's still Liverpool. Peterborough come out on top in the Championship semi-final at the Eddie Howe Arena. The Eddie Howe Arena at Bournemouth. Brilliant. Fernando Torres is the manager of Nottingham Forest, I believe, on this game, which is quite interesting. So I'm now doing mental maths in my head going, 220 grand's not going to get us too far, is it? Jack Carlton's going to go off to Motherwell. And Colville is off to Toronto. So there you go, 35 grand, not a lot of money, but off the wage budget, out of the club, not our concern anymore. Lewis Richards could be that attacking fullback we want. Currently in League 2. He's not going to step down then, is he really? Let's hope he's decent enough. Raspberry, man. Don't show us Raspberry. Bright Zenk, of course, is on loan from Sunderland. He's maybe an option as well. Maybe the transfer budget to wages and get free transfers. Yeah, I think that's probably where we're at. Harry Fieldston. But then we will get a couple of players in on. We'll make a couple of signings, I think. But it's going to be that thing where you're right, try and get as much wage budget as we can do. I do like the look of Peppel. Interested in him. Whether it's the right move or not, I don't know, but there's something I like about him. I think he gives us something a bit decent, something a bit different. Eddie Beach looks like an option. I'm going to compare him with Thomas Westwood because they're both free. So if we can get 2 free goalkeepers in for not much money, that'd be brilliant, right? Quality and excellent. Westwood better physically, but not as good in the air, not as quick, not as good with communication, less eccentric, in fact boring, in fact, is what we'd say there. Eccentricity of 1. Communication slightly better for Beach, as his command of area. Aerial reach ever so slightly better, handling ever so slightly better, throwing's better. The mentals though of Westwood slightly better, bar bravery and composure. Good concentration, better anticipation, better leadership, slightly better vision, slightly more agile, slightly more balanced. Both reasonable, aren't they? And both good enough to be considered. The wages could be a bit of an issue for Westwood. Beach is injury prone apparently. Yeah, just a bit. Just a bit. Alright. Okay. Fair enough. Consider it. They're both out of contracts. So that's definitely helpful. Hitchin have offered a deal for Matthew Flynn. Not for us. Not for us, I don't think. Terminate that trial. Merthyr for Huxley. Not for us. Let's have a look. Beattie. He's not for us either, is he? I mean, Nuneaton Borough want him though, so I'm kind of like thinking maybe, but nah, he's a bit too slow for a fullback. He's only got acceleration of 9. It's not quite enough these days. Huxley, we've already sent him back. Carlton's going to go off to Motherwell by the looks of it. Motherwell or Woking, so probably not going to get him in. Devontae Straker. Nah, just not good enough. Quick, but not much more there than that. Matthew Flynn, we've already just said we're going to send him off there. Blakey, I mean, right, is it a stupid idea to get Blakey in? Okay, he's 29. Right, now here's the background with him. I had him I used to watch JDFM's Wrexham Save years ago. He had a guy in called Blakey, and he kept mentioning Blakey, and he was amazing. I was like, oh, Blakey's fantastic. Took him all the way to the Premier League with him. I then had my own save, and I realised that this was the guy. When we started FM23, I signed a lad for Wrexham called Matthew Blake. This was the lad. Okay, and I was like, this is incredible. And then I signed him for Sunderland as a backup player as part of this year's game as well. And it's just, this is his attributes for non-league: corners, crossing, free kicks, long shots, passing. Everything's just there. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what you want, right? So let's see if he can. Let's see if this is the thing, right? Fringe player. So again, no expectation as well. $2,000 as a fringe player. Is that going to make him one of the most expensive players in the? Is that going to make him one of the richest players at the club? It's going to make him the top earner. $2,000. Left back's not really the position we need to improve, but as we said, if we want to get someone who's going to bomb up and down, we can put Towler there, and he can do that. He's 29. If he gets us some goals and some assists, let's see if we can just move his wage down a smidge. Maybe let's see what we can bring it down to. 1 year extension after 5 games? No. $15 games. What do we reckon? 10 games, and if you feel like I might be a bit mad for any reason, surely it means it's a necessity. What you're saying all about. Yes, indeed, Kev. Agreed. $1.5. %. He plays 10 games and he gets a new contract. But you know what? If he gets us 10 assists, then he's done everything we need, right? Will Dixon, I think there's enough in here for him to be given consideration as well. So I'll wait until we can approach him. Hayden Hackney, again, the same. I like the look of. Let's try it. Let's try it. What happened there, would you? Let's go back and have a quick little look here. So, you won the opening stage, you won the closing stage. Why have I still got to win a playoff? I don't know. I don't know. Have a little look at the rules. I know Rich Owens didn't realise when he was managing in Mexico that he won the opening. He won the league by accident in Mexico. And if you know Rich Owens well, you know that by accident is absolutely what he'd do. He wouldn't have done that deliberately, that's for certain. He's not a certain manager who goes out there to win things. That's Uruguay. There you go. Yep. There's the mathematical answer. Sam down 6-4. Makes no difference if you win both. Is that right, Goodger? You did a bit of South America last year, didn't you? So you might know, yeah. Shrewsbury survived with record low points total to stay up. So this is, we're saying who was coming down was the questions. Halifax and Gateshead have come down from League 2. So there you go. That's who's on their way down. A couple of big teams now. Gateshead should bring some decent players with them. Halifax haven't really got anybody we particularly want, I don't think. Baker Boatley. Tyler Golden, 29. Yeah, yeah. Rogie went a little bit OTT, I think, on the hydrates. Kev, but he's right though. Like, you need to stay hydrated. Lorenzo Mangiate, defensive winger. Great, brilliant. Love the look of him, but not quite for us, I don't think. Mursad Ali stays back at all times. Zion Nditi refrains from taking long shots. That's what you want from a centre back. Split right back though. And then Rio. We want to get Rio in. Mrs. J would have been impressed when he was up at 7 times overnight. Exactly. Is he at that age again? Is he at that age? No. Rogie's made him drink too much water. McSplat's a decent player, isn't he? Gets the crowd going as well. That's what you want, a player that can kind of get everyone all hyped up. We need a bit of that. So, what are we thinking then? Are we thinking like sign 3 or 4 and then the rest is loans, essentially? That feels about right. Blakey can come in. I'm going to call it now. The fans are going to be pissed off. Right? But Blakey comes in. I'm already seeing one there that says poor decision by the club. Do we have Rogie? Yeah, Rogie was one of ours. Worth a punt. This is good news. Poor decision. Not of our calibre. We'll see. 1st of July we get him in. No worries, Rogie. A pleasure having you in as always. Of course, Rogie's one of ours. He's here forever. Fans forget after the first assist. There is that, Zor. They will of course remember when 10 games in he's been given another contract extension. We're just like, soz about that. It'll be fine. Yeah, you're totally fine. Oh, Oh, Joe Duffy's available for a free transfer. Fringe player? This could be interesting. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Rogi's our mod. Right, we have players that we can approach now. So let's do this in order, shall we? So, right backs. Do we want a right back first? Who did we want to try and approach at right back? And Ditty. Do we like him? His marking's not very good. Stanley Gordon. Keegan Hawkridge. Reasonable. He's a bit slow though, isn't he? He's a bit slow. Rox Roy Wallen. Matthew Gordon at Sacramento. I don't know what I've got a player from Sacramento on there for. Simon Sheeran, 29. He's going to be a bit too old. Steen Power. Midfielders. Who's available? Actually, let's have a look. Edit search. Contract expiring 1 month. Expiring 3 months, that's it. Thomas, I'm confused. I'm getting confused a lot on Football Manager. Mate, join the club. We've been doing this years and we're still confused. How much is he currently on? He's currently on 1,000. So if we give him the same, give him a 1 year deal. I mean, that was easy. I feel as though we maybe have gone a bit too high there. Maybe didn't need to offer him 1,000. So, oh well, never mind. Jerry Lawrence gets forward, tries killer balls. Who's the other lad from Cambridge we need? We need to get our boy Mordner in. 875. $825, that'll do. Ian in the close in, how are you, buddy? Yeah, staying at Oxford. We're here for another year. That's what we're thinking. 1 more year. See how it goes. 600 quid for Rio. 1 year. He'll take 6. Seamus McGinley. He might cost a fair whack actually. 1-4. £675,000 compensation. Walk away. The Chronic, you're still going on it. Yeah, still going. It got difficult, so we made it. So we definitely stayed. That's how things tend to go in this save. McCoy Splat. Wigan, Forest Green. 1-6. We can't afford 1-6. You hit 500 hours and you're a bit burnt out. I mean, I feel you for that. I feel you. We get to that little sort of moment and it's like, oh, I can't really be. How have we got to where we got to? But I think, yeah, we're just in there. We're doing what we do, and I think we're still enjoying it. I think. This could be handy. 375. That's dirt cheap. Dixon. Miles Leeburn is available as well. So he's 6'5". Can't afford his wages though. Tommy Conway. 10 grand. Can't afford him. Osman Kamara. Option maybe. Preston Watkins. Is Preston Watkins worth a look? Seems like he could be fine for a backup, but not much more than that. You know? Ruben's available, but not going to get work permit, sadly, is he? That's the problem. Kane Williams plays right-sided. I don't really want to... Sounds silly. I don't really want to move Rogie straight out just yet, you know? Because I feel like he deserves a chance. But if I go and sign a player like that, he looks very much like someone who's going to come straight in. Charles Segaud can play on the left, though. Sese Dabrowski, a bit slow. Myers Smith, maybe Williams. Let's get Eddie Beach as well, actually, while we can. With the players we're bringing in now, this looks like we're sort of setting ourselves up fairly nicely before we even consider having to bring in some loanees. Shaq Ford as well. Ross Hunter from Carrick. Prenderville, maybe Anderson, possibly. Muzaleno, Bashar Ahmad. Who wants him? Dundee United. Could be reasonable. Teddy Rowe. Alistair Smith's going to be a bit older. Not that we're against that, of course, but... Right, I think, yeah, in terms of players that are out of contract, that's quite a few players to go for at this point. Have a little look and see what we've got, and then I guess after that we try and bring players in who can actually... who we can sign, like who we can get in a loan. Peppel, I'm going in for Peppel. 165 grand, it might be a lot. Come on the Niners, yes Mr. Jolly, absolutely. Peppel, 165 is a lot, is a lot of money. Offers made for Segaud. Port Vale offered for Mordner. Solly Huller in for Dixon. Lemon meringue pie, yeah, it's a good one as well. You know, look at this. It's a decent lemon meringue pie here. We're having a great time so far. Will Purdy handle the pressure for the 49ers? I don't see any reason why not. He's been looking pretty good so far. The defense looks strong. The offense looks strong. But the Cowboys are good. The Cowboys are good, so he's gonna learn very quickly if he's up to the task or not. Who knows? There's literally one way to find out, and if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, then hey, we learn from it and we think, okay, fine, what's going to happen next year? But I just think that he's doing everything he needs to do right now. Like he's he's great. He's really, really good. Rio is in. So big 6'6" central midfielder. Get him in there for some extra midfield strength. Doing all this as well, of course, without even considering the fact that we're waiting for the Premier League players being released. Eddie Beach is in. There's a goalkeeper in. That's good. That's 2 signers down. Plus Joe Duffy. Oh, look at that. Can we start the link up again? Duffy and Kadamari. Make it like it was at Banbridge. Could that be a thing? Plus Peppel as well. He's going to take a lot of money. 170 grand. He only got 12 goals last season, but stops us conceding goals to Eastleigh. He can play up front as a big striker. He can play out wide if needs be. 165. Is that too much money in this division? It's delayed for now, but is that too much? Woodger doesn't sound like he's having a lot of fun at this point. Eden Reese, hi pal. I'm starting to think it's too much as well, Monoret. I am a bit worried about that, thinking it's a lot of cash. First touch is 6. So far we've got, let's go our squad planner. Okay, so Duffy's in. Actually, let's see what our attack is called. So we call that the Oxford Stripe, we'll call it. Okay, let's go to our squad planner. Okay, so there, if we add in for our shortlist, senior squad, sorry. There's Duffy. Joe Duffy goes in there. And also we have, what's he called? Mordner? Yeah, not Mordner. Bangura, that's that. Right. So they're our first 2 just behind there. Didn't think loyalty was a thing. I had Facebook, a fullback, sorry, at Limavady. Facebook. Limavady put it down. El going to be on a free. Me as a favourite personnel. Tried to get him for Blythe. Went elsewhere for 50 grand a week more. Unbelievable. Shocking behaviour. Danny Emu, welcome in, pal. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Pleasure to have you here. Hope life's treating you good. Let's have a quick little look. This is our current striker setup there. Bailey Kadamari, the only guy. Out on the right hand side of midfield is Rogi. On the left hand side is Harvey Mordner. Dickinson is going to be a potential option for up front, if of course we can get him. In midfield there, Frankie Maguire. Who else we got? Save's good. Thanks, man. Why always Dean? Appreciate the follow. Very kind indeed. Save's good. We missed out on the on promotion last year. Unfortunately, we missed out on the last day of the season. We lost the league in the final day. of the season, and then we also lost the playoff final as well. So that was a bit gutting, to be honest, being like, we got as close as we could get, and it just wasn't enough, sadly. So that was a bit of a worry. But we figured, like let's have another go, try again, get ourselves back in and try and push on. So we'll see how we get on with it. I think the squad's good. I think we just needed to add a little bit of quality from this season that we maybe didn't have last year. And I think so far we're maybe doing that right now, but I mean, you can never tell. It's stupidly early in the pre-season to see what goes on. I'll be watching the 49ers. I probably will watch some of it tonight. As soon as we finish here, I'll jump straight downstairs and go and watch some of it. How much of it I'll see, I don't know, to be honest, given the fact that it's American time. So we'll see. I'd like us to do well. I'd like us to have a go, but we'll have to wait and see. It's the NFL. It's playoff football. Anything can happen, really. And I guess that's the exciting thing. Like we genuinely don't know. We genuinely don't know what's going to happen. So we will wait and see. But fingers crossed for the Niners. Obviously, if anyone else is watching tonight, let me know what you think the score is going to be. Who's going to win? Who you fancying? Who's your tip for the Super Bowl? Can't do any worse than Buffalo have. They haven't been great. That's a big comment, though, isn't it, Rajo? You don't want to be. You're going to be like, well, you can't be as bad as Buffalo. It's like New York last night as well. Weren't fantastic, were they? Philadelphia tore them apart. Jolly's still gutted about the Arsenal result. They're simply the better team on the day. Yeah, I think that's probably about right, to be honest. I think I saw bits of it. We were flicking between different channels, but saw bits of it, and I think there's moments when Arsenal just look like Arsenal, don't they? I know it sounds really silly to say, but like you know when you watch them, you're just like, oh, that's just, yeah, I could watch that a lot. Will Dixon sadly is joining Rotherham, so we're going to miss out on him, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame. Like, he's quite a decent player. And you watch Arsenal and they're just flying, and it's great to watch. Rotherham have also signed Sago, so we're missing out on him as well. That's a bit of a shame. Hayden Hackney, however, though, he's going to come in. First touch of 12, teamwork, passing, bit of a midfield general, to be honest. Get him in. And Harvey Mordner is going to stay as well for another season. Get in. It's mad that Saka's as good as he is at 21. Well, the thing is, though, you look at, there's loads of players that are good at 21. The thing with Saka is, and I think he will be, is looking at how good is he going to be when he gets to 27, 28. Is he still going to be as good? He probably will be, because he's a very, very good talent. And he seems like he's got his head screwed on, and it seems like everybody wants the best for him. So that will help. But that's also the thing going, like, he has a good support network around him. He has good people around him. That's going to help massively. And there's obviously players who are young, who shine bright at the start and then burn out because they're not looked after. And I don't get the impression that that's going to be him. I think that they're going to wrap him up, look after him, make sure he's fulfills his potential and doesn't go off the rails or anything. Not that it looks like he's going to, he doesn't strike me as the sort of person who's suddenly going to be a bit of a mad head. So yeah, just let him play his football. I was saying to Mrs. J earlier, saying, like, imagine him in Italy or in Germany or Spain, where he can just run at players, run at teams all day, and just his pace is just frightening, absolutely frightening. So Not willing to let him leave on loan. So we're not getting Chevron James, let's put it that way, everybody. That's a bit disappointing. And Owen Toll's 30, so we probably can't get him. 9 grand? Make a 9 grand transfer? He's a hell of a player. He's a hell of a player. Right, is Webb available yet? Available on loan? 3,600. Can't pay his wages, but we can certainly offer you the chance to play. Mark Jones, 16 for pace. Yes, please. Podrick Drummond. Penroller on your shit list. every team's got one, haven't they? Every manager has got a list of teams and players that they hate, based entirely off Football Manager. I enjoyed ripping the squad limb by limb. Yeah, I get that. So these are players that have just been released and retired, I think. Yeah, so let's take England off. Let's look at Scotland, because they do release players, don't they? Again, they're just old players, sadly. Fuck Bordeaux. I can't believe how many people hated Bordeaux. I can believe how many people hated Bordeaux. W16 Key, welcome in. Appreciate your follow. Very kind for that. Djurgården, yeah, you've probably got most of Scandinavia, Kev. To be honest, you're a bit like me. You've got a lot of teams that you have some hatred for. Or sorry, not hatred. Some dislike for, I think. Welcome in the referee 1980. Welcome in. Everyone's gonna have to behave themselves now because there's a ref in. Shrewsbury have made an offer for Mitov, so 21 grand plus some extra bits. I sort of feel like maybe we let Mitov go if there's a goalkeeper that's good enough for loan that we know about. Like, for example, this guy from Man U must probably be good enough, surely. Higher quality teammates, yeah, okay. So he is good enough, but we're just not going to play there. Yeah, no, welcome in, referee, welcome in. Paul Howie, 20 years old, 6'4", handling of 13 to 20. Aerial reach, commanding of areas reasonable. Reflexes, rushing out's pretty high, isn't it? Jed Sam York, Hilde Fisher, Carlo Benic, 6'2" Croatian lad. I mean, he looks like he's probably as good as Mitov, surely. We don't know. Forward Sesse. I mean, I'm guessing he's probably played for West Ham. If you doesn't look like he's still in the game. Could you? Yeah, unless I've spelled it wrong. David Sesse. 30 years old. Might not be him. Malachi Baroffi. Craig Thompson, Sunderland, 6'1". Or we Evening Jebaru, how are you, pal? Welcome in. Nice to see you. Hope life's treating you good. What's happening? What's happening in the world? Andreas Christologlu, 6'3". Reasonable aerial reach. We're going to hang fire for a second. Semi-finals tonight. Nice. Which one was tonight? Was it Top Man? No, Winter Cup. Winter Cup, I'm guessing, was it? Winter Cups tonight. So what happened in that? Talk me through it. Talk me through how we got to where we got to. You should have got to the final and messed about too much. Okay. Who else were you up against? Because it feels like the Winter Cup's going on for quite a while at the minute. It feels like there's, I don't know why, but for some reason I was like, oh, you know what, I'm sure this is done in like a week. But I didn't realise that they're still doing qualifiers, I think. Is that right? Beat Muzza, beat G, got beat by Mal, knocked out Eloise in the quarters over 2 legs. Oh, okay. So who was in the who was in the semis then, and then who got to the final? Right, let's cancel Pepple. It really upsets me that we're cancelling Pepple, but Winter Cup's one and done, is it? Right, okay. Sorry, my mistake. What's the one that's gone on for a while? Everyone got the memo to let the birthday boy win the Winter Cup. All right, so Size won it today then. Okay, got you. That makes sense. 3-0 down at half time in the first leg against MT13. Pulled it back to 3-3. I think did someone tweet that out? Why? I think I've seen that today, have I? Highlight second leg where Mitro scored. I mean, to be fair, at least you got the. At least you're on the way. I mean, we got beat in the final of the playoffs last night, so you're certainly getting in the swing of things when it comes to PvP. So can't be upset with that. So keep our eyes peeled for how it goes, though. Freddie Cook. I don't think we're going to win for Freddie Cook. Take him off the shortlist. Owen O'Brien, Jamie Doran, Dungannon from Glenavon. Not paying for Matt Jones just yet. For the second time this week, if I won my final group match, I could have gone through. So were you in it as well then, Kev? Were you both in tonight? I wasn't sure who was in. Oh, you were in also. Okay. So was the tournament big then? Because I'm starting to think now that it was maybe a bit larger than I thought. That's what she said. $16 players. Jeez. Yeah, that's a sizable tournament for one night as well. And then Size won it over. Drafted last Thursday for the games today. Right. Okay. Yeah. But now this is why I think it's gone over a while. And then Sai won it tonight. Yeah. Okay. Now I understand. You just have to explain things to me several times before I get them. Sai played strikerless. Really? Didn't know if people were playing strikerless this year round. So Leighton Orient have made a bid of 30 grand. for Mitov. I'm tempted to say no, you know. I'm tempted to sort of be like, you know what, maybe not, maybe not. Advice from Stick. Well, no, I mean, look, nobody manages anymore without, like, on their own, do they? That's the thing. You know, it's impossible to work out who's actually good at the game because all people are doing is just listening to other people's instructions these days. So that's been the way for years now. And I guess it's that argument as well, isn't it? Of Ian Rebellious, how are you, pal? Welcome in. Is do you play at the meta, play to the meta? And that's where sometimes the game comes unstuck. That's where I come unstuck a lot of the time. I refuse to play towards the meta. You look at Mark Gay. Still at Palace. Still looking pretty decent. 28 years old. He looks fine. He looks absolutely fine. What's the crack with him on yours? Is he gone off the boil or something, or retired? I obviously don't need. Yeah, this is the thing, Kev. We're too pure. We're too pure. You know. Another clip from Simon McKinn's where there's a random white bearded bloke there who looks like you. Oh, really? I don't know. Well, I've not got any face packs on for random white bearded blokes, but I can maybe download one. Yeah, download the creators content pack. Am I playing in the FMT draft? Possibly. Rich asked me about it the other day. I said I've got to square it with Mrs. J to see if we can do it because of the timings. It's sort of like slap bang in the middle of kids' bedtime, but I'm certainly going to try my best to do it. So yes is the tentative answer, but I need to square it with Mrs. J first of all. Is it a streaming thing? Do I have to stream it, or is it just like a sort of offline thing? It doesn't matter either way, of course. It's absolutely fine. But again, just so I know for. Don't have to, it's your choice. Mrs. J, when is it? Oh yeah, I forgot Mrs. J might actually be in the chat. We can do this now. This is awkward. Mrs. J, can I play with all of the FMT boys, please? Next Sunday. I don't know where we are next Sunday. I think we're here. Yeah, we might be here next Sunday. Possibly. Don't know the meta. I'll be picking up tips and talking about it. Well, the meta is basic. Yes, we're back in town. We have mini golf booked in town. I haven't got mini golf booked in my diary, but we've got mini golf on the go, everyone. So there you go. We'll see. It's possible. It's possible. Rory Mahardy. I'm excited. I didn't know we were doing mini golf. It's perfectly fine if Tony can't go out to play. Can I speak to your man, please? Yeah. Zach Slay. Acceleration 12. Dribbling of 13. First touch of 13. He's not dreadful. Doesn't have great jumping reach, poor intelligence, fairly inconsistent, doesn't enjoy big matches. Alright, take it back, he is terrible. Okay. Alan Morris just goes through the middle. Mark Howell. Aston Sapowski, an attacking fullback from Wickham. Looks a little bit like, tiny bit like Jim Halpert from The Office. Oh, right, Mrs. J says it's possible as long as I don't have to log on at 6. So, yeah, we might be able to work that one out. We'll sort it out during the week. But let's have a chat about that, Kev. Try and get him home at a reasonable hour because I don't want him grumpy the next day. I'm always grumpy, Kev. You know that. I'm always grumpy. There's no denying that one. Not like you, Mr. Positivity. You know, the nicest man in the world. Have a look at Jebru's.
Can you see the same pictures that I can see from my players?
I
If you
didn't
can, click on Mark Guehi.
Right, okay, where is he?
Where are we?
If I click on his profile.
Alright, okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's a bloke with a beard. Well, could be you, Jebru. Could be. It's all for comedy. Oh God, I'm no good at that. I'm no good at that. There's pressure now, Kev. It's for comedy. Oh dear. Let's pretend that's not a thing, right? I'm looking forward to FMT this week again, by the way, so very excited to see how that happens. I heard nothing. Very excited to, as I said, to see that this week. Abdul Malik and Gilbert. Gilbert's going to be leaving. Is he worth a look? Maybe. We've only really got one left winger. I'm kind of only here really to get promoted, so we might potentially have to ignore some of this. Sign players who are 23 for the first team to be like, we're signing players who we can actually get to hopefully win things. Mrs. J, it's grumpy man. It's fine, it's grumpy man. It's more start time than we have to look at. As long as it's after 6:30, the youngest Jameson should be asleep. He's free to escape. There you go. That's where we're at, to be honest. I think you like my picks on this topics we've discussed. Oh, okay. Very excited to hear that then. Well, you can listen to it. Here's a plug for you. Here's a plug for you all. You can listen to to this week's episode of FMT if you are a Patreon, and you can be a Patreon for as little as £1 a month. So there you go. Go to patreon.com/FMT pod, and you can listen to this week's episode tomorrow if Rich Owens has uploaded it correctly. Otherwise, you have to wait till Tuesday, and then it's available on Tuesday. So do your FMT searching, your Football Manager Therapy searching for that as well, because like I said, there's no guarantees. Rich has it loaded, but he will do it. He will do it. So yeah, looking forward to it, seeing how it gets on. So Gilbert's in for a free transfer. He's not bad as a winger, is he really? Do you know what I mean? He'll be fine. Get him in. So we've got Gilbert and Mordner now. I'm going to reject the offer from Leighton Orient for Mithoff. He's not going. So we've now got 2 left wingers. We didn't even have 1 last season. Now we're at 2. Owen O'Brien's off to Hoffenheim. Look at that. This is a lad that we had at Linfield. Yeah, at Linfield. He left Linfield for 425 grand. He's now leaving Lyon for what I believe is £7 million, and he's still only 21. He's destined for big things. So we've got a few players coming in a minute. We're still not quite. I think we're still probably 1 or 2 players short, ironically, of what we're hoping for. So we might have to start really looking at the loan market Graham Potter's taking charge at Marseille. Interesting. Oxford have got the biggest sponsorships deal around. Well, in the National League, of course, not in world football yet. Just clicking through until we get to when players get released by their clubs, which should be in 5 days' time, and then we can start looking for some Premier League players that have been released. Danny Kane, look at Danny Kane, man. Loves it. We've been keeping tabs on the first group of new gens in Northern Ireland. Sort of. I'll be honest, I've not checked back in recently, but we can have a look at them and go back in there. Jebberoon with the oof. Remember a DM with a mohawk. Yeah, that was that Hamilton, I think it was. It was the lad at Banbridge. Obviously we had where is he? He must still be here, surely. They wouldn't have released him, I'm guessing. Or have they? Or maybe he's just got angry and left. Vukovic has gone. He's still floating around, sadly. There's Josh Hamilton, Port Stewart, 21 years old, still rocking the mohawk. Still doing that. Kieran Evans, of course, left as well. Here's another one that went to Larne, 21 years old. He's available on a free. We could look to bring him in. Is he National League quality? I mean, we could trial him. See. So yeah, there's some of the youngsters. DJ Pedro, of course, as well, still there. 12 goals last season for Banbridge for DJ Pedro. Pre-match prep is going to be fine. Youth players promoted, excellent. Fraser Brivio in there. Hello mate, what's the dessert, by the way? Dessert tonight is lemon meringue pie. We're having a lovely time on it. We've still got, in the pipeline, we've still got a Black Forest Gatto, a banoffee pie and a New York cheesecake to eat. So, there's some cracking streams coming up. We hope you're well though, Glossy. Good to see you. How was your stream tonight? I've been to Iceland, Aldi tonight. It was an Aldi trip. Hence the reason we got a lemon meringue. I was going to go to Iceland, but our Iceland's closed down, believe it or not. So, really confused about that. We are still looking for a right back, which is worth looking at. Feeding 6, I see. It doesn't feed 6 at all. It's just lies, isn't it? They might as well say, oh, it feeds 42. It's not true. Not true at all. Because if it does feed 6, why do I not feel sick? Yeah. I'm not 6 people. Yet. You know, but in their eyes, maybe I am. Who have we just signed? Who's that left midfielder we just brought in? Shortlist. Midfielders. Oh, there's all of them. Goddard? No, not Goddard. Gilbert, maybe. Attacking midfielder left. Can't remember what the fella's called. Just signed him. Literally just brought him in and I'm like, yeah, it's been great. Gilbert, I think he's called, is he? Gilbert? Pretty sure it's Gilbert. There, Alex Gilbert, that's the fella. Yeah, that's him. front. Yeah, no, it's good, Jen. Pleasure having you as always, man. How's the stream today? Been at work. How's the stream going? Stream's going good. We just yeah, we weren't entirely sure if we were going to stay at Oxford or not, or whether we were going to leave, and we've decided that we're going to stay. And with that, we've then thought, right, we have to start really trying to plan our season. And I guess so here we are, really, like looking at what we've got, thinking, okay, is it enough now? Because you never know. Right, let's change that actually. $15 to $18, definitely. Transfer and loan, and then maybe have a look at a goalkeeper actually. It's not right, actually not right back's what we need, isn't it? Okay, end meeting. Kieran Evans isn't going to come on trial apparently. We'll see about that. We will see about that. I'm sure there's plenty more things we can keep up our sleeves, that one. Wage rises, fine. Brentford at home, 29 days. Still another 29 days to wait for a football match. Jesus. So much football that we haven't seen. Owen Burns, not out of contract. So we can't sign him just yet. Unless he's not available for loan either. He is on our shortlist though. Very good player. Very good player for this level. Overton as well. Is he going to be dropping down the division maybe? No. Shame. Hit the end of the playlist there, so let's just get that going again. Gerald Dorset's a bit not really the sort of play that we want at this point. Kamara's trial's coming to an end, that's fine. We have got players that we're releasing as well, so our squad should theoretically thin down, but then blow back out again. Interesting, they reckon that we should keep Sam Long. If we can get him for another year, but also for a bit less than we're currently paying him, that would be nice. 1,500, so it's actually more than what he's currently on. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Big Ashy in with the resub. Appreciate you, Big Ashy. Very kind indeed. Small contribution to the cause, mate. Hey, do not ever talk about the size. That's what she said. No, the fact that you do sub, man, is much appreciated. Genuinely much appreciated. It does, as you know, go towards supporting the stream. So, big up you, Big Ashy. Very kind indeed. As I say, it basically, like, you know, there's people who can't afford to pay, so, or to sort of like sub, so that's not a stress either, you know. The fact that we've got people in is the main thing. People in, people supporting, people having fun, people watching, people chatting, people in the Discord. Join the Discord, everyone, if you're not already doing so. People who follow Football Manager Show, do that. People who've got Amazon Prime, do that. Link it to your Twitch. Costs you nothing that way, and then you can get subbed in for free. But yeah, it's all good. Not been hanging about long. I had a skin full of beer, just popped in to say hello. Sunday night, mate. Sunday night, that's what you want to do, right? Get a few beers down you. Be like, oh shit, I need to do more things on Twitch. Right. Bye everyone. Love it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7 players coming in, I think. It's quite a few. Albion Rovers want to take Liam McLean, fine, because we fell out a little bit. Backroom staff, I'm just gonna probably just give them the same. Try and keep the same staff in as last season, because why not? Apart from Robbie Fowler. No, fine, Robbie Fowler can have another contract as well. Not massively keen on it, but hey. Aubameyang's been great, has he? That's cool. I'm glad to see he's doing well. Because when you announced him, I was just like, did you just discuss God? Yeah. I find it bizarre that he's in the Oxford backroom staff. But of course, I was just like, I can't give Robbie Fowler another contract, but I did. Don't worry, I did. I mean, maybe he was the reason that we didn't get promoted. I don't know. Possibly. Just putting it out there. Can't prove that it was or wasn't. He does the official Liverpool podcast. Does he? There's a surprise, That's what I like about these Liverpool players. They just let their past go, don't they? They don't cling on to it. He's a massive landlord. There's a massive something else as well. He's not going to coach at Oxford. I think he is, though. His son's in the academy. Is that all right? Right, so Dan Wilkes is going to be released. I'm sure I already did that. Physio. Massive landlord, a fat guy takes cash. Carl Robinson connection. That's it. Yes. Yeah, I'm sure it's something like his. Yeah, as I'm saying, I'm sure his son's in there. So. Well, I'm not sure if his son's actually in the game or not. Rush as a landlord put my local tier 10 club out of business by pushing them out of their ground. Yeah, aren't footballers lovely, Chundler? Aren't they? You know what I mean? Mr. Noob Pants, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. I mean, hey, to be honest, Liverpool Football Club themselves made a whole load of people leave just like a building the stadium, so. Right, Dean Palmer is going to leave the under-20s, under-18s, possibly. Jacob Fowler. That's that the lad, is it? Right, we'll have a look. Mark Sampson's going to leave as well, I think. Yeah, he's going to go as well. Nathan Dinkaruki, the recruitment analyst. Yeah, didn't realise we had one of them. Didn't realise we had two of them, actually. Aiden Wheedler, 6'5", he didn't really pull up any trees, did he? Let's release him. Carrason's the most promising. Doesn't Carragher's son play for, like, I want to say Tranmere? No, Wigan, isn't it? Terry Lawrence, 5'3", he's going to get bullied in this division, isn't he? Yeah, Wigan, that's right, yeah. Alex Finnegan, release him as well. Some shady group bought out a bunch of non-league grounds. 3 of them had them folded and been forced out. That's about the way it goes, sadly, isn't it? This is how people make money. At least John Barnes could rap. Well, yeah, but John Barnes also says a lot of questionable things, so maybe we don't need to be looking at John Barnes as a leading example. Breville, does he get a goal? I'm just looking at the fact he's 6'4". I am, aren't I, really? He's 21. He's not played a single minute of first team football. Nicky Morgan, he can go as well. What's he been up to? This is news to me. Oh, it was during the World Cup. He was being a bit batshit, wasn't he? He didn't quite go Matt Letizia, but he was saying about, we have to just, essentially, like paraphrasing it, he was essentially saying we have to just ignore the whole human rights thing in Qatar. It's fine. I'm now listening to hip hop because I'm wearing a hoodie. This is like the Ute. Yeah, I've stabbed someone as well, Jabberoo. It's been brilliant. I wasn't expecting to, but it's just what they do, innit? Yeah, took me by surprise a little bit. I spat on the floor as well, and I took a bus, which I presume is what young people do because they can't afford their own cars. Maybe, I don't know. Tony Jameson, very much in touch with the youth of today. So, loads of players released. Hopefully, the squad should look a little bit thinner. Free buses for the Waynes in Scotland, is there? Oh, there you go. Not much on the hippity hop, but an album of the genre was my album of 2022. Really? Jimmeroo gives a sub to Bus Wanker. Appreciate you, Jimmeroo. And welcome in Bus Wanker as well. I have to burn all my hoodies now because I can't have that kind of risk. Kev, you know that you're the answer to violence, right? You wake up angry. Just pull out one of the beers, realize it's a 10% stout. Might be an early night after that. Oof. Yeah, you don't want to be. It's 11:15, mate. You're on the 10%. You're on the 10%ers. This is a bad choice, right? Big Ashley's out on his cot. That's cool, man. No worries. Appreciate you being in, of course. Kev doing a hip hop stream is something I want to see. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The fans are unsure about these signings right now. And I don't really think that the fans need to have a say. They just need to trust what's going on. Right. Okay. Like Blakey's gonna do it. Blakey's gonna do all the jobs. And then Joe Duffy's in. Do you know what I mean? Linking him back up with Kadamari, that should surely give us some goals. Surely. 7 players is a lot though right now. I think that's maybe where they're a little bit unsure. Blakey is on the buses. Yeah, exactly. Well, this is the thing. This is why I have to do that, man. It's like, it's my era, right? So Hayden Hackney is at 27, unsure what he can offer to the team. Well, he's experience, same as Alex Gilbert. Harvey Mordner was there. He was brilliant last season, so we need to be exploring him a bit more. Total Hoofball evening. I'll watch the rest of the stream when I'm at work tomorrow, but I must say what a great recommendation non-alcoholic Guinness was the other night. Game changer. It's fucking brilliant, isn't it? It's really, really good. I'm genuinely really impressed with the non-alcoholic Guinness, to be honest, and I'm really quite impressed with how long I'm still not drinking for as well. So things like that have helped considerably. So yeah, glad you enjoy it, Total Hoofball. Get yourself on the alcohol-free Guinness. It's great. It's really great. Do we have a Butler on the team? We should get Butler, shouldn't we? Butler and Gilbert and Butler. Gilbert and we should also get an O'Sullivan as well. Get them both in there. Some great non-alcoholic beers out there. Adnan's Ghost Ship has been a favourite. That is pretty decent as well, to be honest. That does look very nice. 50 grand. We can make a bit of 50 grand for him. That's fine. Benson and Hedges, yes. Do that as well. That's a bit of a flashback to Game Blast last year. Dawkins in a bid for Mark Richards. They can go in for there. Blakey and Butler. I hate you, but see. I thought it was Blake and Gilbert. I thought it was Butler and Gilbert. For some reason, I was like, is that? I was like, I'm sure there must be like an indie band or something. So, right, we're going to quickly have a look at some players that have been released from the Premier League, and then I think that's probably going to be us at this point. Because if we don't get them now, we're never going to get them. Reinildo, Arman Singh. Trying to look for all the big clubs where there's actually some players that are going to be taken off. Grealish, sorry, it's July I want to look at. July, nobody, just us, of course. Sadio Mane from Arsenal, by the way. It's fucking McCalmont and Butler. You know what I meant. Right. Look, it's been a while. I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm into hip hop now. Bernard Butler, after he left Suede, used to manage Ricky Gervais. Is that right? See, I knew something though, didn't I? I've watched Yana Banks play for Feyenoord. Have you? Is he good? Hated Suede. I was alright. I didn't mind Suede, to be honest. I thought they were okay. In the Fondra, what happened to that defender? Did he leave? Ryan Galvin did leave. £1,800 is a lot though. 1,300 is not though. See your beloved 49ers are playing the Cowboys tonight. Any predictions? Hello, Grimmy. Welcome in. Big shout for you. Make sure you follow Grimmy, by the way, if you haven't already done so. Predictions-wise, I think it's going to be super tight. I really do. I don't know. Like, we could win. I think our defense is stronger than the Cowboys. I think our offense is stronger. But I think the quarterback is going to be the question. Like, he's only young. He's our third choice quarterback. He looks good so far. Can he cope with the pressure? It's a huge match for him. I'm fairly confident we can. I'm fairly confident he can cope with the pressure and will do a great job. So I think we'll win, but I'm not sure. You can never tell. In playoff football, you can never tell. So many variables. Like, we should win. We should win. You'd rather Purdy than Dak. True, but Dak's got big game experience. Purdy's getting his big game experience now. Like, don't get me wrong, I genuinely think he's wonderful, and I hope he is. And I hope we will get the result. Just part of me has to be a little bit reined in on what if it doesn't. What if it doesn't? Dallas could make the big play. They could. But you're right. Dak's also a problem. Dak is a problem. You want to get to progress, I think, Bruce, or I can even show you this screen right here. That's what we've won so far. Okay, so we've pretty much done stuff in Northern Ireland. We haven't won anything in the UK yet, in England yet, which is obviously where we're going to be at now. We missed out on the National League playoff as the final game of last season, and we also lost the league on the last game of the season, which is why we ended up in the playoffs. So we're just getting ourselves slightly fixed up for next season. Recruitment wise, I think we look pretty good. I think recruitment looks pretty decent, but I think Gilbert can move up a bit more. He looks better, a bit higher than he does sat down here, but that's fine. We can obviously put Morden back in if needs be. Morden can go in there if needs be. Right back, still a question. We can play Sam Long. He's a question. Blakey, of course, there is full back on attack. Can get up and down, do something so that Morden can then cut inside and do his thing in here. Duffy is the shadow striker. Kadamar is the poacher, but I think we're still a striker short. Mitoff is still in goal. Eddie Beach as well if needs be to pop him in and sort of be a bit of a challenge there for him, so at least he's got someone to sort of compete with this year. In fact, you could say there's not really much between the two of them, to be honest. So yeah, not a great deal between them. Determination's much more on Eddie's side. Decision making's better, bravery's better, but yeah, much of a muchness really. Yeah, I think we've got someone that's looking good. What's the Octagons? Let's look at the Octagons. Squad planner. Goalkeepers, please. Where are they? It's off. See where I'm looking? Mitoff, there we go. Right. Octagons for that. Let's go here. Mitoff is better at shot stopping, better physically, better communication. He's better goalkeeper, to be honest. The speed and the mentals are a little bit better for Beach, but he's not quite as physical. He's less eccentric, which is good. He's a slightly safer pair of hands, but he's also only 25, so he's gonna grow. He's gonna grow into the role, to be honest. So for a player who did quite well for us last season, Mitoff in goal, he obviously wasn't the player that we were hoping to be in goal all season, but it was the player that was in goal. We weren't really looking at sort of going, let's go and replace the goalkeeper right now, but we have an option. And we also have another player up our sleeve if needs be. See if he's still at a club. He is still at a club. He's not got a contract. He could potentially be championship level, they're reckoning. But he's going to want a lot of money. He's currently 900 quid at Birmingham, and then we'll probably want a fair whack in terms of compensation as well. But look at that potential that we're not going to be here for. Keep remembering that, Tony. Keep reminding yourself that, Tony. We're not here for that. We're here for short-term success. Torn. Still. Mark Lloyd Lewis still not going to get. Is he available for loan yet? No. Lost out to Mickey in 24-25. He was on loan, a 104-point promotion season. Wouldn't come on a free to Zaragoza have snapped him up. I mean, that sucks. That's not good. In Jessup, Spennymoor. Striker's what we need at this point now. If you can get someone in to help Cadamartri, be an option. Raspberry turned down a move. Still can't come to us though. Raspberry didn't go to Scotland. Johnny Edge, how much is he fancying? He has a £160,000 release clause. Right. We didn't pay 160 grand for Pepple, but would we pay 160 grand for Johnny Edge? His acceleration's not quite as good, is it? And he hasn't scored as many goals as I thought. Ignore me, we're not paying 160 grand for him. Gatlin O'Donker. Have Sunderland got any more players we can bring in on loan? Bright Zenk. Not willing to let him leave on loan. Doesn't help us, does it? About Brian Galvin. Still nothing. Abbas Hussain. Charlie Daly. No one there yet, sadly. Benzino came in as alert as a player FM. First thing I see is Renford Raspberry. Was that his name? Yes, it was. That's actually his name by SI as well. That's not even a new gen that we've typed over and changed that. But yeah, that's definitely his name. Just saw Purdy hit Kittle for 30-yard gain in coverage. Great throw. Yes, this is what we need to do. We need to get on the NFL. Bit of realism. You go to Sunderland, wasn't Methven connected to them before he was invested? Yes, I think he was actually at Oxford. So that's definitely something we can have as part of our backstory, I suppose, for the save. But yeah, let's go and consider getting involved in the NFL now, I think, shall we? Corporal doesn't want to leave. He was slightly interested in joining. Is he? Is he going to come in though? For Barnet? 50 grand. Forest Green, Oxford and Wickham. Well, I mean, they're league sides, aren't they? So that's fine. If he's not fussed, he's not fussed. You know. Sniper Plantoid, welcome in. Appreciate the follow there. Very kind. What's Riley Towler wanting? Believed to be exploring the options available at the end of his contract. Okay, that's fine. You can do that, Riley. No problem. When's your contract out? Next year. No worries. St Mirren want you now. It's fine. You go and do that. No problem at all. Mark Richards rejects a move to Dorking. McLean's gone to Albion. That's amazing. Those some players with unique names, even the ability of a washing machine. I mean, Renford Raspberry was incredible for us. Do you know what I mean? We signed it. We literally signed him for the memes on the name, though. You're right, but yeah, he turned up and he was superb. So it's like, yeah, let's use him more. Nathan Lone, 24 goals last season in the division below us. 6'4" from Manchester. Cameron Aisha. Kokinos. Bone. Jago Nelson. Let's have a think. I don't know any of those players. Can't imagine we'll. Pace is shit for low. Yeah, I mean these are just players that have been released, aren't they? So we'll have to see if there's anyone that's actually half decent out there, but might be a loan. Let's have a quick look at the loan market. Actually, see what the loan market looks like for strikers. Is there anyone out there who's any good? Get him. Get which one? Not Asher. Oh, Westendorf. Yeah, Westendorf's very good. He's also very expensive. We start the season with a game against Darlow, then Boston, then Fylde, Oldham, Havant and Waterlooville. Yeah, he's a handy player, but he comes with a, as I say, he comes with a handy price tag, sadly. Pizzani, McGonigal. I feel like we should have a player called McGonigal. Gabry. We looked at Gabry last year. 4,700, we ain't getting him. Giovanni Gannon, finishing 2 to 6, but he can play everywhere. Imagine the McGonigal means. What? I've not helped, have I? I think I've ruined it. What memes? What memes would there be in particular? Would there be lots of memes with a McGonigal? Do it, Tony. Do it for McGonigal. Don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of stuff here. As always. Ashley Fenix 6-1. Well, McGonigal, Tony's dead. Just gonna smile and nod politely, go, yep, yeah, I agree with all of these things. Ryan Galvin's agreed to sign. Do we need Galvin? Do we need... Do we need another centre back? We have got 2 decent left backs, yeah. And he's 28. How much are we paying him? Let's cancel it for now. We don't need him just yet. 1,200 quid for a player who's not going to be a first teamer. Now let's not do that. Let's put the money into a striker. Do we just buy a striker? Like literally go out and pay for a striker? Because we could think about ultimately we need to move Kadamari back to... We need to move him down a little bit, don't we? Jerry Lawrence looks half decent now, doesn't he? Does Kadamari need to be a backup at this point? Jerry Lawrence, is he worth looking at? Is he worth an option? He could potentially fill in as a fullback as well, which is interesting. He's not quite got the pace. His marking's not brilliant. He's 5'7". Is it true that indeed every reason Oxford United have an exceptionally good season? McGonigal, again, I don't know. I don't get it. Good leadership, good tackling. It's kind of about it, really, isn't it? Ryan Richardson. Famous bad poet. Ah, right, got you. 9 seasons, you spent 64 grand. Well, yeah, we haven't been spending too much, but then we did spend 500 grand on O'Sullivan, I think it was, wasn't it, when we were in Northern Ireland just to buy the title that season. Just to make sure we got it done. Tom Bloxham's maybe available. Not for 400 grand, we're not going to sign him. Thomas Walker. 16 for finishing. Oh, hang on. I missed the £1 million man here. I do as well, actually. 16 for finishing, 15 for heading, 13 for off the ball. Only 9 for jumping reach, sadly. 13 for acceleration. Interesting? Not interesting? Not willing to let him leave on loan. $9,000. First touch is a worry. Oh yeah. True. Sam Downs as well has sort of also got the same issue. Like, finishing's not brilliant, but he's 6'4". Like, that's where I'm looking at. Off the ball's fine, teamwork's fine, technique's fine, but again, probably doesn't have the end product. Charlie Twine, lacking pace as well. Walter Figueroa, 34. I feel like with FM, there's always like a position that you know you just can't fill one year, and it's like you'll sort of like spend your entire season planning for something and be like, right, this is what we want. You'll get there and there'll just be like nobody good enough for that position. Daniel Aguero. First touch is very good. Acceleration's fine. Pace is pretty good. Finishing could be quite weak though, sadly. 34. Right. Lawrence has moved to Shrewsbury, that's fine. I've got Luke Harris on loan for 2 seasons. Yeah. Sometimes in it, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. So yeah, I think that's... If we can get a striker in now, I'll be happy. Casey's unhappy still. Team talk. I mean, that was back in the bloody playoff final, you know what I mean? FM makes me laugh. I got Calvin Ramsey on loan last season. That should never happen. Yeah, I got Calvin Ramsey on loan at Sunderland, and he wasn't very good for me, to be honest. He wasn't particularly good. His average rating was something like 6.8, maybe. And we finished about 10th, I think, so not massively out of the playoff picture, but Miles Lieburn. Is that an option? Leighton Orient are in for him. How much is Miles Lieburn going to want? Maybe no more than $1,000 possibly would be nice. $9,000, far too much. Far too much. Oh, I mean, the conversation was lovely, Miles. Son of Carl, oops, I missed again, Lieburn. That's the one. And then partnered with Dan, the son of Danny Cadamarteri. Could have a right 90s strike force going up front there. Hate it when they let you suggest the first contract, never a good sign. Yeah, it's not, is it? Just like, so what do you think you'll offer me? I don't know, 60 quid? I wanted £14,000. Sorry. Oh, there appears to be no wiggle room here. Let's see what we're like in terms of the season preview, by the way. Oh dear. Expected to win the title. That's a bit of pressure in it. That's a bit of pressure. Is Devontae Cole available somewhere? Is that Andrew Cole's son, is it? Devontae Cole is now an unemployed manager. So he's gone all the way through. Was it Jacob Fowler, is it? Four of the back five, not bad. Yeah, Johnson at right back as well, interestingly enough. Yeah. And Mitov as well, the goalkeeper. So that's quite interesting. Evening Rade, how are you, pal? Welcome in. Seeing it in real life, the Brentford B side, the kids of Rowan, Vine, David Beckham, Dickoff, Presley, and Lisby. That's pretty handy, isn't it? That's not too shabby. Right, so Colville joins Toronto at this point. The interesting thing is all we've done tonight is just the admin side of stuff. Like, we've got bits of admin to do. We play some actual games tomorrow, I suppose, which could be reasonable. That's sort of what we're here for, right? Is playing some games. I mean, do we want to go all the way to Johnny Edge is apparently going to be League One potential. What do you reckon? Rounds the keeper, runs with the ball. Acceleration's only 10, pace is 12. 6 foot tall. Finishing's 10, off the ball's 13. Composure's 13. What are we thinking? Pressure's definitely on. Oh, now I get the McGarnagle. Yes, appreciate you, friendly ghost. It's always handy in it when someone you just sends something and go, this is what we mean. Ah, got you now. He's 160 grand though. That's the thing. Right, so it's not worth a punt. It's we're chucking all of our eggs into the basket. I wish I had a bit more pace. Yeah. I'm sure we can find a striker to loan at the end of the season. We'll find someone. Surely. We will. Don't call me Shirley. Unhappy about selling Colville. Well, he's gone now. He's got to deal with it. Jenkins Davies, they're interested. They're saying it's a good signing, but could end up costing far too much money, sadly. Definitely not worth 60 now. Off the ball position anticipation does slightly negate its pace issue. It does, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be, is he worth 160 grand? We didn't want to spend that money on Pepple. Would we spend it on Edge? Would I just insist on shouting on this day every time he touched the ball? Yes, I would. Therefore, it's probably not worth spending the money. Leighton Stewart we had in previous saves. He's a free agent actually. 26. Not really getting goals though, is he? Bring him in. I mean, he's kind of in your Captain Scarlet, Louis Barry kind of thing, isn't he? Does your assistant manager have a suggestion for a striker? That's how we found DJ Pedro. That is a very good point. Let's see what the assistant manager reckons. Any particular permutation. Neil Pisani, finishing 1-9. Excellent. It's not really good enough, is it? Ed Mallion. Now, thing is, Ed works for the Athletic. He's one of our big bosses. Maybe we we consider Ed Mallion. 6'4" as well. He is tall in real life also, but he's a Dallas Cowboys fan. We'll see. Tom Leonard. Maybe another journalist, possibly. 6'4", 19 years old. Bristol City. There's the trialists. There's the loanees. Free transfer strikers. Charlie Manners. '24 from Morecambe. It's Jebru's neck of the woods, that. Former Coventry player. Liam Cullen. 30 years old. We need to get some young players in. Lucas Tawndry. Again, fast enough, but that finishing that's just not quite there, is it? Found one of the coaches of my daughter's school plays for Dagenham and Redbridge. Really? That's pretty interesting. Callum Hendry, 31. Mackenzie Kirk, 6'25". Charles Ibe. I don't know is the answer there as to whether or not the coaches have found someone. Ed Mallion, I guess, is the kind of is an interesting one. Leighton Stewart, not even a leading Vanarama national player at this point. Ed Mallion turns down the trial. To just try. Let's try a punt. I'll have a think. Tawndry's on there. Charlie Manners as well. I seem to think that these guys are going to cost us a lot of money though if they're coming in. I'm expecting to be first team level players. Bashar Ahmad's gone to Wickham. Could be handy. Gotta keep it positive on nothing but the good. When I'm on vacation, I be stunting like I should. Got a real queen falling, she gon' stumble on the wood. And I still be doing business with my brother down. And I know that if I got it, I'ma cover them. And I know that if I need it, they gon' give it back. Gotta practice what you preaching. I think at this point we just kind of take a bit of a back seat and maybe have a look at next season. Fine. I'll apologise for last season for the whole, playoff final anger, but I think you all deserved it, really. Like, poor Sean, we shouldn't be sat there, not winning games like that. So that's what I think. Why you always hating? That's a shame. Give them what it's all for. The profits with the ones that came with your other homies share the vision. Yeah, we got the same picture. You won't catch me in the club. I like to meditate. I be higher than a bird. I like to levitate. When I ask them how they doing, it ain't never great. So I be focused on the money, need a better rate. Baby girl eating veggies, doing yoga at the crib. Swimming in the winter, don't get cold. I think let's strike out for 5 weeks, right? So let's have a think, okay? We'll come back tomorrow. We'll find ourselves a striker, and then we can get the pre-season and stuff. But at least we know where we are. Right? We know we're going to stay with Oxford. We know we're going to start building. And we haven't even played a single match tonight, buddy. We've signed a few players. We've got ourselves just about set for next season. This is what's coming in next year. Okay, so we've signed Blakey to play left back, who I think is going to be good enough for our left back. He's played in the Premier League before on various versions of the game. I'm sure he'll be able to do exactly the same again. Moved in from Wales. He's formerly of Swansea, Cardiff Met Uni and TNS. So let's have him at left back. We've signed Rio, who we had last year, I believe, at Brackley. 6'6", 24-year-old midfielder. Just a bit of strength, I think, there. Just a rotation option, really. Good composure, good first touch. Long shots at 15 is going to be handy. Passing and teamwork's pretty good as well, along with his jumping reach. good stamina, so again handy for the end of the game. Eddie Beach comes on as maybe the backup goalkeeper, possibly the first choice goalkeeper, we don't know. 25 years old, he's going to put a bit of pressure on Mitoff. He's already got better potential. Then we've got Joe Duffy back. He's come from a free transfer from Bolton, so maybe we can get a link up with him and Bailey Cadamarteri. Maybe get some goals going on back again, playing with that shadow striker role. First touch is great, determination, flair. Off the ball's a little bit less than I thought it was, to be honest, but his vision and his passing are very good. Maybe needs a tiny bit more pace, but we'll see. Might be better than Bangura. Hayden Hackney though is in to add again an extra bit of steel in the midfield. Good first touch, passing, teamwork, technique, determination, all the things we like. Lacks a bit of pace, but gets the crowd going, plays 1-2 passes, so might be someone who's going to help us as we go. We've Lot Mordner down. We've quite enjoyed watching him, to be honest, towards the back end of the season. So there's our left-sided player along with Alex Gilbert from Stevenage. So again, another decent left-sided option. 12 for acceleration, 12 for dribbling, 14 for determination, flares at 13, work rates at 13 as well. So that's where we are. I think we're lacking a striker still. We might still be lacking a right back. There's always going to be a question over centre half as to whether we need another one or not. I think we've got enough personally, but we'll see. We definitely have to get another couple of players in though before the end of the season, before the season even starts, to be honest. And then we'll sort of see what happens from there, and we will hopefully be ready, because of course we are going to start the pre-season matches tomorrow, so that's going to be cool. Just going to be interesting to sort of see where it goes, to be honest, really, because I'm excited to start building for season 2, and I think that if we can do that, then that'll absolutely help us on our way. So let's go and drop Raid on right now. I'm going to say hello to a guy called One Club Champ, so let's go and have a little look and see what they're up to. They've only just started, so there's only one viewer in as well at the minute, so let's go and give the boys some love. And yeah, take it easy, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.
Seem like every captain gotta maintain the cap. You can make change, don't change for that. Tell the whole truth, get paid for that. Bet you never fall off, you was made for that. You gotta be who you really be, shine from the inside.